Hey, it's a 5-minute Monday episode of the Investing in Real Estate show. And when you're a real estate investor, you go through ups and downs, hoops and hurdles, and little wacky stuff will happen to you on a regular basis. You might have an eviction. We have 2 evictions on a couple of our properties. Big deal. It's going to happen to you. You're going to get a sidewalk repair, a health department violation in Michigan on a sidewalk. Occasionally, though, you're going to get a wacky email like that Natalie just received. Yes. We wanted to share it with you. But this is what happens. I mean, this is the ups and downs and the fun of real estate investing.
Right. Okay, so today I'm just eating my lunch. I had a taco salad. And I get an email with the address of the property from one of our property managers. And she says, "Good morning, Natalie. Hope you had a nice weekend." Okay, that sounds like this is going well. We received a call from the tenant saying something was stuck in the ventilation system and the tenant smells burning. I'm like, okay, this all of a sudden is taking a turn I don't like. So the tenants shut off the heat and contacted a contractor, which we got out quickly within the same morning. Now the contractor discovered that a cat got into the attic, then into a crawl space, and then into some ductwork that had been damaged. Now, we didn't know about this damaged ductwork. We've only owned this property for 2 months. And then fell onto the heating component. So the smell that the tenant was smelling was burnt cat. So this obviously upset me, and I wrote back.
This reminds me of like Christmas Vacation. Remember that scene?
It is, yeah, like they burned the cat into it.
What is that smell?
What is it?
Nothing. Let's go in and finish our dessert.
And the tree goes up on flames?
Yeah.
Yeah. Remember that? Yeah.
Okay. Unlike that story, though, our cat lived. So
the cat's alive?
The cat actually lived through it. So I wrote back and I said, okay, am I safe to assume the cat used up all 9 lives and did not survive? That's a sad story, but that could have been much worse. Like, the cat could have, I was assuming it was a dead cat, which would be more flammable than a...
Well, is a dead cat more flammable than a live cat?
Depends how decomposed it is, right? If it's been dead for a while, then it'd
be dry.
Then it'd be dry.
Like a mummified cat.
Which I would assume is flammable. Now, I want to make a disclaimer here that I've done no experiments to know this.
Right.
I'm just sort of thinking.
No cats were harmed in the production of this video.
Actually, true, because I asked if the cat survived, and she wrote back, actually, the good news is the cat had at least 1 more of its 9 lives left. They got in there, opened up the ductwork, and the cat went rear and went
right out the front door.
It ran right past them. They said, so, they couldn't catch the cat, but it is still alive, just not in our ductwork.
Well, thank goodness the cat is safe. That's good to know. But yeah, we wouldn't have known the ductwork. I mean, and if a cat, by the way, is using its claws and climbing up ductwork, that's where the damage could have come from. I mean, remember when we had that squirrel in one of our...
We did.
In one property?
I thought for sure it was a demon.
Yeah, we kept hearing this squirrel, and it came through like just a soffit that was... The house, it was fully rehabbed, but somehow the squirrel just found like a little way in through a soffit.
This was a house we lived in.
Right, and it was
Clayton
a full rehab.
Went to work at 4 a.m., so he would leave, and he woke up the squirrel. And so he left, I heard the front door close, and then I heard this like... It sounded like a dog, it was really beastly. It was a really strong squirrel. It was like a squirrel on Meterex.
It was like a Rambo. It was Rambo squirrel.
And so I was like, what the is that? Like, I couldn't figure it out, and I had my 2 kids at the time asleep. I was really scared. And then we went up to investigate, and went right past us was a squirrel. And it took us 2 days to get it out of our house. Remember? We would keep like sneaking down into the dining room going, ah! Eventually we trapped it in the bathroom and put an animal trap with peanut butter. They like peanut butter. Yeah,
squirrels like peanut butter. And then it was trying to get out, so we didn't know that it got in there. It went through behind the wall, got into the bathroom, into this peanut butter area, and it had literally scratched through the door.
It was the kids' bathroom, yeah.
And I opened the door, and there was wood chips all over the floor. I was like, holy smokes, this squirrel was trying to get out of the door and had ripped like just wood chips off of the bottom of the door. Finally, we got the squirrel in the container,
in the animal trap,
in the animal trap, and then took it out into the forest or whatever. And then we had to get the soffit fixed.
Did you do that? You did the squirrel.
I took the squirrel out.
I did the skunk.
Yeah, there was a skunk too.
Right. The skunk was in the same trap, but we had set it for a groundhog because it was eating our garden.
Right.
And so...
But these are the, this is the fun stuff of...
Now, I still want to say no animals were harmed
Right.
in these stories. I just wanted to get the groundhog from eating my tomatoes.
But bottom line, our property management team was on top of it. We didn't, I'm not out there finding a cat with the property, the property management team and the contractor. They took care of it. They made sure that the heating element is okay and it's not going to go up in flames with a cat on top of it.
And by the way, Clayton's the worst person to do this kind of thing to because he's a jerk. Remember what you did to me with the skunk? Oh, you remember.
Oh, yeah. So there was a skunk.
I'm still so mad at you about this.
So we had a skunk. What was this? Oh, no, a skunk got into our groundhog trap. And when the skunk crawled into it, so we went out in the morning, we're like, what is that? I'm like, oh my God, it's a skunk. So
trapped in the animal trap. So we couldn't put it in the car and like drive it to a forest to release it because it would spray in the car.
Right.
And I don't have like an open bed truck. So Clayton was like, it's your thing. You set the trap. You got to go do it.
Yeah.
So I looked up on YouTube that if you want to get a skunk out of a trap, you put a blanket over it so it doesn't see you and then it won't spray. So I snuck up on it with the blanket and I was just about to drop the blanket and Clayton went, and I freaked out. That skunk should have sprayed me because I was scared to death.
I was across the yard like a little kid yelling.
That is a dick move to do to your wife. I was so mad. I'm still mad.
She was so
about that.
mad. Yeah.
Oh
She
my
was
gosh.
so mad.
I used every curse word. Like I tried to pick up the tomato sticks and actually stab him. That was so mean.
Oh, yeah, that was not one of my finest choices of moments for a practical joke.
Why are we telling stories like this?
I don't know. It's Pet Monday, I guess, and so we wanted to share this
It's a Monday,
little story.
why am I here on the show?
I don't know, but hey, that's what can happen in real estate investing, and you got to look at it with a smile because there's nothing you can't fix in real estate investing, including a cat in an air duct. And just here's a tip for you: if your wife is trying to get rid of a skunk, don't yell while she's trying to put a tarp over the skunk.
Don't prank her.
Don't prank her.
Or do it yourself. Might have been the more gentlemanly thing to do.
I thought about it later. I was like, I could have done it myself, but you were the one that was like, I'm getting this groundhog. This is my thing.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to interfere.
Yeah.
I don't want to interfere. Share your stories. You can always share your stories. I'd love to hear if you've had any crazy experiences with pets or anything else in your rental properties over the years. You're going to have them. You're going to have a raccoon at some point. You might
it's no fun if you don't, right?
This is part of the process.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks so much, everyone. Have a great rest of your week on this, what do you call it? Pet Monday? No. Anyway, it's a little side bonus episode for you. Much love to you. Go out there. Pet Cemetery. Take action. Become a real estate investor. And don't be scared by a little skunk. We'll see you next time.